Hey guys, what is up? I'm back as promised, and I know the setup looks a little weird, but as I stated in one of the previous videos that were uploaded throughout the week, um, as when I told in the videos that I was at Anime Expo, and by the time the videos uploaded, I already be back home. I am back home, and so in the video I did stay. I think it was either called the night or Gachiakuta, one of them. I forgot. Um, Recently got my place, so things are still being set up. So till everything is settled, which is going to take time, I will be videoing from my bed, my comfort, the place I rest my head on. Okay, um, and yeah, it's just a little different, but I'm here. I'm back doing what I do best, putting out videos, and yeah, so I'm doing the new series as well as playing catch up. I'm almost done with the series that I've been trying to catch up to, and obviously don't I did forget about Milgram. I also remember that too. That's also going to be played catch up, okay? But we're back, okay? And this is Gachiakuta. So the first episode we saw what happened with Rudo, right? Last week we saw what happened to Rudo. Of course, again, manga readers, as a manga reader, no spoilers whatsoever. None. Keep it to whatever chapter is only talking about, please. Okay. But we saw what happened to Rudo on the sphere. He was accused of being a murderer to his own foster father, Regito, right? When technically it was that strange mask individual who did it, right? And not only that, he already had biases against him to no fault of his own. So this was just something that said it made people that was living in the dumps, the tribesfolk, it made them cement the beliefs that he is truly a murderer's son. Okay, and then because of that, anybody that causes any trouble, whether they're in the slums or where the higher class people is, that they get thrown into the pit to, as you know, die. That's the worst case scenario for any criminal. And Rudo was dropped, and we did see something in the sky. Of course, it's still something we're trying to identify as the manga is ongoing. We don't know exactly what it is. I can let you guys know that, but he survived the fall. Okay, and then he ends up seeing, as you guys saw from the PVs, a trash beast. So without further ado, how will he handle it? We're about to find out in Gachiakuta episode 2. Dang, that's how you just start the episode? Dang. And it makes me wonder, the people that's like in the wealthier side of society, I wonder if anybody, they never really questioned that. Has any of them ever been dropped? Okay. It's so chaotic, but it fits so well. I didn't expect it to sound like a Chidori. Oh, oh yeah, I forgot it was a lot. Oh my god. No, seriously, it would have been up my back. Like imagine all of that coming out. Oh my god, the way it would have flew up my back so badly. Yeah, people have, unfortunately. Yep, yep. Yeah. Yeah, that's some toxic air right there. Yep. And just so you know, all this trash that you see is from up there. You kind of saw it from last episode, but they've been dumping it. Oh, ooh. Oh yeah, I forgot he did that. Yeah, the air is so polluted and toxic. Nah. Yes. Oh, I like that. I kind of low key reminded me of Miraculous Ladybug. Whenever she uses her Lucky Charm and it highlights what she needs to use. I'm sorry, it just reminded me of that real quick. I'm too mad to die. Yeah. Love it. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Worse than his fart. What? Huh? Why? What was the reason of mentioning that? I mean, you have to think about. He is strong despite being and basically consuming multiple toxins into his body. Right? My son is just as strong. Before what we gonna see with him very soon. Yeah. It just never really clicked the first time I was reading it. It never really clicked until now I'm seeing it in motion again and witnessing it again now. But Rudo one's too mad to die, and my son is strong without his abilities. Oh yeah. Yeah, the first interaction y'all not gonna like, kind of. I'm sorry. Yep. And now look who's loud. Enjin. Shush. But you are right now. Now, I really have to see how this. Oh, that's a beauty right there. Oh, it looks so much better animated, bro. It looks so much better animated. Oh my god. Oh. Oh, so they descended. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Mary Poppins, y'all. I'm sorry. Oh. It's Mary Poppins. Okay. Uh. Oh. Oh. Dang. Okay. There's a reason why he's my favorite character, bro. There's a reason. Bruh, he did not make you do nothing. Not the past. Look how small he is. Look how small my son is. Yo, they all deserve it. They all deserve it. how small he is. And he was being bullied and oh, everybody gonna get it. He was just a baby. Yep. Yeah, chain me up, will you, Enjin? Yes, your first meeting is chinning up the protagonist and then dragging him around the floor. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I remember this. I remember this. I know some people didn't like him off rip, and I'm talking about Enjin. Mm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he told you off, my boy. Yeah. Oh Jesus, that was kind of creepy. Yeah, I can understand why y'all will hate, the people from the sphere. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Jesus, it was uncomfortable in the manga too, bro. Ah, like that. I forgot that did have that. I didn't forget, but oh god, what the? Oh, I forgot how uncomfortable that was. I forgot how uncomfortable that chapter was. Clean off the bone, bro. Like, that's his ability. Yep, yep. Bro, oh, yeah, you gonna find quick. Jesus. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, he was about to. Why he answer like that? There was ways of doing it, my guy. There was ways of going about it instead of making him get chained up by people that want to sell him off. Okay, so, just so you guys know, if you are anime only and eventually one day you want to go and read the manga, it looks like so far pacing is pretty good. The first episode covered the entire first chapter, and the second episode covered chapters 2 and 3. So I'm guessing they're going, given it's 24 episodes, they're going to be adapting about 2, probably 3 chapters, or at least half of a third chapter per episode. Definitely what I noticed about this episode is it did add a little bit more when it came down to the trash beasts versus Rudo, or Rudo versus the trash beast. They added a little bit more because my son was getting a little tossed around in the manga and it was very short, but the anime kind of gave a little more emphasis, showing like the physical prowess that Rudo naturally has prior to awakening his ability as a giver. As you know, the much thought and reverence you have given to any object, it becomes alive. It becomes a vital instrument or a jinky. Okay, just so you know. So a lot of these characters that you see with these abilities, they are givers. And then the instrument they use is a jinky. A vital instrument is a jinky. So for Enjin, as you clearly saw, is his umbrella. Of course, it has significant value to him, and it has special properties. It can act as defense and offense, spinning, attacking, stabbing, that type of thing, right? Deflecting. I understand, probably, right now, for some of you, if you're not a manga reader, you're kind of skeptical when it comes to Enjin. He does get better, but that way of speaking, he's a very overly blunt person. Sometimes or a lot of the times you want to smack him. Trust. But I like him. He's my favorite character, along with another. I believe I already told, but same. She's my other favorite character. She's the reason why I got into Gachiakuta. But you're not gonna see her for some time. Other than that, like I said, this episode was phenomenal. Okay, a comfortable. Like, I read the manga version. Obviously, when he tore the guy's fingers off, it was uncomfy seeing him eat. I mean, Teruya, yes, it's not trash at the end of the day because he can eat, but nobody wants to really, realistically, nobody wants to eat food that's been mixed with all these other stuff. And then on top of that, then you clean the bone off of 2 fingers. Disturbing, okay? But it clearly showed that where Rudo is now, the ground, and as Enjin said, they are actually above. They're not below or there's anything of that sort, and that the sphere, or what they call heaven, is constantly moving. Now, we won't hear any news about that of their sort, but Rudo is going to try to the best of his ability to find a way to get back to heaven or back to the sphere, to deal with the people accordingly, and especially deal with the individual that took his foster father, who took his father Regito, right? And in order to do that, he's going to have to become a cleaner or a janitor, whichever version you want. And this now leads into the other characters that you're going to see that's going to be introduced, that you saw from the promotional video. So of course you're going to see the promotional video. You saw Zanka, and you saw Rio and stuff like that. So you're going to see several other characters, and there are definitely way more that they didn't give names for, but they will be showing up over time in this season. My projection of when this season may end, if they go by the ruling of the 2, possibly 3 chapters adapted per episode, I think it may end in the mid-50s. I'm trying to remember what arc was in the mid-50s. We may get close because there was a little spoiler in the opening. Again, as I say to manga readers, don't spoil. Please don't. I'm saying this is also the manga reader of the series. Do not spoil what's going to happen. But there was a little spoiler. I did like the opening. I liked it because it's chaotic, and then versus the ending, which seems like Rudo is becoming more calm in mind and he's trying to mend things, but like the chaos of this series, because there is a lot of chaos that goes on in this series. Like, it's not to say there isn't fights, but people trying to figure out like their background story, not figure out their background, but like more like political side of things. There's going to be a lot of mystery going on with this series. And of course, on the side, fighting. It's not a heavy fighting, punch kicking, butt whooping type series. It's going to happen, but it's a lot more like a lot of mystery is going to be happening, because there's going to be a lot of questions in regards of like Rudo, the sphere, the ground, and the masked individual. Okay, and I will give you guys this. How they put so much emphasis on these particular symbols, right? Not only that, in this episode, it's not so much as a mystery because they eventually will talk about it, but the fact that Rudo, and I guess you could say it's because he's an MC, but Rudo is able to create more than one weapon, okay? And by the reaction of Enjin, and he was surprised by that because each giver can only control really one vital instrument or one jinky at a time, or better yet, they only have like one weapon, right? But to control more than one, of course there is a strain on the body, but the fact that he came across someone that can use more than one proves that Rudo is very interesting. Okay, and he's also special in that regard because you don't come across a lot of givers that can actually do that. They only have one Jinki and that's it. That's as much as they can control without the body giving out and then suffering any internal damages due to how much power they're exerting. But nonetheless, pretty darn good episode. Trash beasts look phenomenal. They look pretty cool. Okay, all that trash, and then they're in a society because the sphere keeps throwing trash. It has caused a lot of people that's on the ground to lose their lives, their livelihoods. Just they had to try to survive in a very toxic environment. Okay, just imagine you constantly smelling. Just think about it. You take out the trash in your house and you smell it and you can't deal with it. Now think of tons of thousands of that you have to live with on a daily basis. Disgusting, right? And that's what the people on the ground has to deal with because of the sphere. So again, there's still mystery behind that as the manga is ongoing. I will give you that. But if you are a manga reader, do tell me how you felt about this week's episode of Gachiakuta episode 2. What were some things that you noticed that were different, or very things that were different from this episode versus the 2 chapters it adapted from? What things that they added on, things that they taken out that I didn't discuss. Anime onlys, how do you feel about this episode? Also, before I ask, but I'll ask again, what shows are you guys watching for the anime season of 2025? Do drop that in the comments below. All links are in the description box. You guys go check it out. And I'm Kimi-chan, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.